When it comes to human psychology, one principle stands out universally. Absence often holds more power than presence. Women, like all people, respond deeply to nuanced behavior, particularly in relationships and emotional connections. Interestingly, the feeling of missing someone isn't just about what happens when you're together. It's profoundly influenced by what happens when your art in today's video will uncover why women begin to miss you most when you master key psychological principles rooted in Stoicism and subtle psychological strategies together. We'll explore how these methods can elevate your value in her eyes, making her think about you constantly, even in your absence. This is not about manipulation, but understanding and applying timeless truths. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The Power of Absence. You've heard the saying, absence makes the heart grow for. But why is that true? The human mind craves what it. Chapter 1. Why silence speaks louder than words doesn't have when you're not around. It fills the void with fantasies and idealizations, making your presence seem even more desirable. This principle, powerful across all aspects of life, is especially potent in relationships from a Stoic perspective. Detachment plays a critical role. Stoicism teaches us not to cling to people or possessions, cultivating emotional discipline. This restraint is magnetic. It demonstrates self-control, confidence, and self-worth. Women notice when a man isn't desperately vying for attention, and that calm assurance becomes irresistible. On the other hand, darker psychological tactics leverage absence to create longing. When you step back, her mind recalls the best moments with you, the laughter, the connection, the way you made her feel. This selective memory amplifies desire, and the space you provide allows her emotions to deepen naturally. The key is balance. Don't disappear entirely, but also don't always be available. Give her room to recognize your value. If you're constantly there, you risk being taken for granted, but by stepping back strategically, you allow her to miss you. Chapter 2. Emotional Peaks. In Chapter 2, the art of intentional pauses. Valleys. People don't remember the mundane. They remember the highs and lows. Creating emotional peaks and valleys can leave a lasting impact when you're with her. Focus on high-quality moments. Be fully present, attentive, and create an environment where she feels truly seen and valued. These moments become emotional peaks. She'll reminisce about afterward. Resist the urge to immediately text or call. Let the emotional high linger, allowing her to transition from connection to longing. This taps into the psychological concept of intermittent reinforcement. Rewards, given unpredictably, hold more power than those given consistently. This dynamic can feel like an emotional roller coaster, where your periods of presence and absence keep her anticipating. The next high. Stoicism supports this practice by emphasizing control over impulses. When you embrace the silence instead of rushing to fill it, you give her space to reflect on the meaningful moments you've shared. Chapter 3. The Art of Mystery. Mystery is a cornerstone of attraction. People are drawn to what they. Chapter 3. Emotional space and reflection. Don't fully understand when you're a little enigmatic. Curiosity builds, and she fills in the blanks with idealized versions of you. Being mysterious doesn't mean being cold or distant. It means offering less about yourself while showing genuine interest in her. Ask questions about her life, but share selectively about yours. This creates an aura of intrigue and leaves her wondering about the parts of you she hasn't yet uncovered. Dark psychology uses mystery to captivate emotions. When someone is left wanting more. They often replay conversations and imagine scenarios. This mental engagement keeps you on her mind. From a Stoic lens, mystery reflects self-restraint. By not seeking validation or revealing everything you project, quiet confidence, a trait that is profoundly attractive. The less you reveal, the more she'll want to know, strengthening her emotional investment in you. Chapter 4. Limited contact. Scarcity increases value if you're always available. Your presence becomes routine, but when you limit your contact, it makes the time you spend together more significant. This principle is about balance. Don't be so distant that she feels ignored, but don't be so present that there's no Chapter 4, Stoic Silence and Emotional Mastery. Anticipation. Limited contact creates opportunities for her to reflect on the time you've shared and amplifies its emotional weight. From a Stoic perspective, this approach requires patience and confidence in your self-worth. By prioritizing your own time and space, you demonstrate that you value yourself, which in turn makes her value you more. Chapter 5, Mastering Subtle Communication. Communication isn't just about words. It's about tone, body language, and even silence. Often, what's left unsaid carries more power than what's spoken. When you're together, let your actions express your interest. Pay attention to the small details, make her feel appreciated, and be genuinely present. Then, when apart, avoid flooding her with messages. Silence, when intentional, can speak volumes, creating a contrast that heightens her awareness of your absence. This subtle approach ties back to Stoic principles. Restraint and emotional control. By not oversharing or seeking constant validation, you allow her to come to you. This not only makes her miss you, but also makes your shared moments more meaningful. Chapter 5, The Role of Silence in Building Desire. Silence is a powerful communication tool, often underestimated in its ability to create desire and emotional connection. This topic will explore how purposeful silence can be used to foster deeper bonds, encourage introspection, and maintain intrigue in relationships. Key points: the power of pauses in conversations. Well-timed pauses can emphasize your words, allowing them to resonate more deeply. Silence gives others the space to think, reflect, and respond more meaningfully, creating space for longing. When you intentionally step back or give someone room, it allows them to reflect on your presence and contributions. This absence can heighten emotional attachment. Stoic Restraint. Stoicism teaches the value of restraint in both speech and action. By not rushing to fill every quiet moment, you demonstrate control and confidence, which are highly attractive traits. Avoiding misuse. Silence should never feel like neglect or punishment. Instead, it should create an atmosphere of thoughtfulness and respect, signaling that you value your words and theirs. Implementation examples. During disagreements, practice active listening and use silence to process rather than react impulsively. After a meaningful interaction, let silence amplify its impact instead of immediately filling it with additional messages or actions. Chapter 6, The Push-Pull Dynamic. How to create intrigue and attraction. The push-pull dynamic is a psychological principle rooted in unpredictability. It refers to alternating between moments of closeness and moments of slight distance to create emotional tension that keeps relationships exciting. Key points: the balance of engagement and withdrawal. Push moments include genuine interest, compliments, and active involvement. Pull moments involve slight detachment, focusing on your own pursuits, or leaving some things unsaid. The psychological basis: people are more attracted to unpredictability because it sparks curiosity and keeps emotions heightened. Avoiding overuse. Balance is crucial. Too much push can feel overbearing, while too much pull can seem cold or disinterested. Stoic application. Stoicism emphasizes maintaining control over your emotions and actions. Practicing the push-pull dynamic from a place of authenticity ensures it doesn't become manipulative. Implementation examples. After an engaging conversation, take a break from texting or calling to let her process the interaction and think about. You be attentive during shared moments, but let her initiate contact at times, showing mutual effort and interest. Chapter 7, Build Emotional Security through Detached Confidence. Emotional security is one of the most attractive traits in any relationship. Detached confidence, the ability to remain grounded and self-assured without becoming overly attached, is key to building this. Key points: detachment as strength. Detachment doesn't mean disinterest. It means you're not overly reliant on external validation. This fosters a sense of independence that is both empowering and attractive. The Stoic perspective. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and emotions, while letting go of what we cannot.
This mindset creates a foundation of emotional stability, confidence without arrogance. True confidence comes from self-awareness and personal growth, not from belittling others or seeking constant attention. How it attracts: when you're emotionally secure, you create a safe space for others. Women are drawn to men who exude calmness and self-assurance because it makes them feel at ease. Implementation examples focus on your own goals and passions, showing that your happiness isn't dependent on any single relationship. Respond calmly and rationally during conflicts, prioritizing understanding over emotional outbursts. Chapter 8. How to leave a lasting impression without saying a word. Nonverbal communication is often more impactful than spoken words. This topic delves into how subtle actions, body language, and even your presence can leave a lasting impression. Key points. The science of body language research shows that people are highly influenced by nonverbal cues. Confidence, warmth, and attentiveness can be communicated without uttering a word. The role of eye contact. Direct yet relaxed eye contact conveys confidence and interest, creating an emotional connection. Subtle actions matter. Small gestures such as holding the door open or genuinely smiling
can have a profound impact. These actions show thoughtfulness and presence. The Stoic approach. Stoicism teaches us to be intentional and composed. Every action, no matter how small, should reflect your values and self-assurance. Implementation examples. Use open body language. Stand tall, avoid crossing your arms, and face her directly when engaged in conversation during a meaningful moment. A simple touch on the shoulder or hand can express more than words ever could. When parting ways, leave with a calm, warm smile. It's a gesture she's likely to remember and associate with you. Conclusion: making someone miss you isn't about playing games. It's about understanding human nature and embracing your own growth by mastering presence and absence, practicing restraint, and embodying the Stoic principle of letting go. You naturally create a dynamic where your value is recognized and cherished. True attraction isn't about constant attention. It's about creating impactful, meaningful moments that linger in the mind and heart. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on Stoicism, psychology, and the art of high-value living.